Do any of you know who I am? It is me. How was your journey? Lovely road up to Berlin. Pity there are so many of those ugly checkpoints. Damn war. Do you have a seat? Can I get you anything? Coffee, perhaps? Do you have the authorization for your visit? Yes, I know. You want to send us food, clothes, medical supplies? Of course. You want to send us medical supplies. Why not? Do send them. You can put them to good use. If you don't mind me saying so, your accent. For a moment, I thought you were... No, how could I make such a mistake? Your accent is unmistakable. It brings back so many happy memories. I holidayed in your country before the war. Beautiful country. Culture everywhere you look. Say something for me in your language, please. A single word. Peace. It is a privilege to listen to such a language. And it will become even more of a privilege because soon we shall all be speaking the same language. I say that without arrogance. Indeed, with a deep nostalgia. Fortunately, we shall always have the past. We shall always need Spanish to read Calderon, French to Cornell. Take a look at my library. That's my book. Take a look like one of these. We have our fair share of bureaucracy here too. Whenever it gets on top of me, whenever I feel myself suffocating, I get in the car and I take myself down to Berlin, out of uniform. I look and I see what's on. I go to the theatre. I breathe again. Ready to come back here and start signing files. Anyway, take a look like I this. You know, people think we're animals. But look at my library. When I was posted here, I brought 100 books with me. 100 exactly. You'll see some I got while I was in your country. But none of you have come here to talk about books. You're all keen to begin the visit. I know why you're here. No need to say. The rumors. Monstrous rumors. I've heard them too. Please, don't take the Zero approach. We are all overtaken by fantasy once in a while. You have imagined terrible things, and you believe you should do something about them. It was your goodwill that brought you here. That and your nightmares. Walking skeletons in striped pajamas. I've had the same nightmares, but who can sleep easy these days? You want to help, but you need information. You can't do it blindly. That's what you're all doing here. Looking for information, and we intend to provide that information for you. Let's go for a walk. You can take photographs. Please, feel free to take as many as you like, but they have to feel prepared for us. Protocol. Jews can be very private. They don't like strangers poking around. They're not like us, not like you and me. More coffee? As soon as the war's over, I'll go back to your country for a holiday. I'm a European before I'm a German. We'll all realize someday that this war was a civil war. A terrible misunderstanding between brothers. Take a look at my library. That's what Europe means to me. If the war takes that away from us, then it really has changed us. Have you seen what's on in Berlin? Of course, it's a wartime program. German authors only. I miss my friends. Calderon, Shakespeare, Ronel. But none of you have come here to talk about theatre. Don't worry. I won't let you go without having a good look around. We'll go through the forest, down along the stream. You get a beautiful feeling there. You close your eyes, and you can hear the silence. Close your eyes. That's what the silence of peace will be. Close your eyes. Spinoza says that hatred will be overcome by love, and that love will be as great as the hatred that preceded it. The world is moving towards unity. This war is an enormous step towards that, a quickening of the inevitable progress towards peace. One people, one language, one currency, one way. Even if we lose the war, the inevitable will happen. It makes no difference who wins the war. This war is the work of humanity. The first time all humanity has worked together. The peace that ends it will be the second time. The fruit of this war will be for all, wherever destiny has us. Someday, it will be impossible to tell the victors from the vanquished. We shall win this war. Spinoza says that hatred will be overcome by love. And that love will be greater than if hatred had not preceded it. No, don't bother looking for them in my library. I only brought 100 books with me. The very best ones. What Spinoza means is that there's a sense to all this suffering. Birth pangs. A new world being born. Even the slightest twinge of pain is absolutely necessary. Better to suffer for 1,000 years than to go back for one instant to the old world. And moving from one world to the next requires tremendous reserves of courage. Courage to do what's necessary. And many will necessarily fall along the way. They are part of the way. They are the way. But enough politics. It's a lovely day. Let's not waste it here. None of you have come to discuss politics. I wondered whether you'd be able to find us. If perhaps I'd have to go and look for you. How did you know which road to take? Did you follow the shadow of smoke? Did you know that? That smoke casts its own shadow. Not everybody does know that. Or had you been here before? Of course. You knew the way because you'd been here before. How did I not recognize you until now? I knew you'd come back. It was only a matter of time. As you can see, the place has changed somewhat, as we foresaw. The huts were made of cheap wood, so they would rot and disappear. We planted trees. It's not easy today to get a clear idea of what this looked like before. The swings were over there. There was a football pitch there, the synagogue over there, and here, of course, the Himmelweg. Can you say it in German? Himmelweg. Say it in your language. Way to heaven. There's neither left now, but they're still here. All of them. Each and every one. The synagogue, the swings, all of them swallowed up by the woods, but they're still here. If it wasn't for them, and the station clock showing 6 o'clock exactly, these woods might be the same as any other ones. Yes, these are the woods. Welcome. Once again, and once again, may I counsel caution. Do not trust the evidence of your eyes. For generations, they have been schooled in deceit. There are people who, for centuries, have recognized the value of painting themselves as victims. But none of you will be taken. You have good memories. Remember this. Who was it started this war? Do not be deceived for one instant. Before you pass judgment on mass, remember, we are dealing with a problem that has confronted all of Europe for centuries. It was asking for us to realize that it is fundamentally a problem of transport. Our great triumph has been the solving of this one technical issue. Others have dreamed about it, but we've done it. Do you hear them? Do you hear the trains? You'd have to spend the night in the forest if you wanted to see one. They always come at 6 o'clock, always at 6, and by 6:15 they've gone again. Speed is of the essence. We've also solved the problems of hygiene and the disposal of remains. Sparing the details, I can tell you we've managed to distribute all the functional elements relative to the problem on a Europe-wide scale through the coordination of all necessary and appropriate assets. Forgive the use of such bureaucratic language. It's not my language of choice. Take a look at my library. It's not my language, but it is the language that is most appropriate in this case. A language of objectives and decisions. For now, our objective is to relocate all the Hebrews scattered across Europe to one place. Here. But our final objective is far more elevated. Our final objective is to prove that anything is possible. Anything is possible. Anything we can dream, we can do. Here, in this world, even things we don't dare imagine. That is what awaits you in the woods, ladies and gentlemen. That which can be seen, but not imagined. For this reason, I urge you, please don't tell anyone what you've seen here today. You would not be believed, and if you persist, people would think you're mad. Let me give you a piece of advice. As soon as you leave here today, begin to forget, so that when you get home you can write a lovely report. Today, just like that, because that's why you're here. Today, just like that. You want to prove that your nightmares are a lie. I've had those nightmares too, but who can sleep easily these days? Who can sleep with so many trains travelling through the night? Trains travelling through the night. That's my Europe. Our nightmares travel on the trains. They've happened. Our nightmares have happened. Dreams come before fact, nightmares behind. Everything we fear has happened inside us already. The nightmares that surround us, they've been growing inside us, in our heads, and in our hearts. But enough politics. We'll begin the visit straight away. Not yet, not quite yet. You're not ready. I always am, but they need a little more time. They're getting everything ready, so that it will all be pleasant for your visit. It's not paradise, but you're expecting something a lot worse. They're well dressed, new clothes, new shoes without laces. They do maths and languages at school, and history no less. Someone said to me, we should paint the huts. I said, no. It'll look fake. We'll just plant a garden outside each one. You can touch the flowers. They're real. Take photographs of the flowers if you want. We want you to take photographs. And most importantly, look and see and tell the world what you see. The world has to know. You are the eyes of the world. One of them will show you around. I'll simply accompany you, and if you don't mind, I'll show you how we spin a top in German. We spin it like this. Himmelweg. Say it in your language. Way to heaven. Ladies and gentlemen, here, in the heart of the countryside, only 30 kilometers from Berlin, in the heart of Europe. And if you like it, please feel free to come back whenever you wish. Bear with us for a moment. They're almost ready. In the meantime,